Hey, what's up? My name is Nelson, and today I am talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. After nearly 50 years of hiding, Leatherface returns to terrorize a group of idealistic young friends who accidentally disrupt his carefully shielded world in a remote Texas town. Well, that is all I'm going to say. This is a spoiler-free review. First off, I want to start out by saying Texas Chainsaw, it's not really, like, my favorite, like, slasher movies. I haven't even seen all of them. I've seen the first one. I've seen the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning. And I grew up with those two, and I loved those ones so much. Those were really big parts of my childhood growing up, watching those two slasher movies, and they really scared me when I was a kid, and I really loved them. Just recently, I actually decided to pick up the 1974 one, and it freaked me out pretty good. I was like, oh, okay, that's super scary. I would say it's definitely up there with one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. But going into this movie, I didn't have very many high expectations at all. But starting off with basically all of my highs for this movie, it looked really good. Like I love like the field setting, and like when he first masks himself, you see it in the trailer, and you all the different wide shots and different things like that really worked for me. And basically all of the practical effects and the gore in this, and even the CGI'd parts of this movie looked awesome. I mean, it was just, the gore was so on point. I mean, it was just a really bloody mess of a movie. And so that part really intrigued me. And there is this one particular scene, you do see a little bit of it in the trailer, and I knew that scene was going to be absolutely ridiculously awesome, the bus scene. It was really freaking awesome. And the actors in this movie, I mean, they ups and downs. I mean, you got Elsie Fisher. She's from like 8th grade, and that's one of my favorite movies from past few years. And so, like, she is pretty good. She's probably the biggest standout in the whole entire movie. They bring back the character Sally, and it's played by Owen Foray. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but they brought back that character from the first one, who is the final girl in the first one, and it was fine. But this movie, you know, that's basically all I have for the good parts of the movie. And that's all of the highs in this movie. This was a huge mess. I mean, honestly, I don't know what they were thinking. They just keep rebooting this movie, and these characters didn't work. They were just all these kids going into this town, and I don't know what was going on. I mean, you got all these different... There's one character in this movie who had a shooting at her school, and that's fine, but it just didn't work at all. Just so much of this, I was so bored. I seen everything going. I mean, the movie started, and I was just like, well, that person's gonna survive, and this is gonna happen. And then bringing back in Sally, it was so weird. It was like, you're bringing back in this legendary final girl. It's some people's favorite final girl of all time, and you just bring her back, and they didn't even use her. I mean, she's basically in this movie just to say lines that Jamie Lee Curtis said in Halloween 2018. That's basically all she's there for. that was so dumb to me, how they did not use her character. It was just, I mean, she literally is saying lines from the Halloween 2018. It's like, if you wanted to just follow that movie and just do all of the same stuff, I'd have been like, cool, you know, it's the same movie. But it would have been better than this. I just felt so bored watching this movie, to be honest, and it was just in the mask. I wasn't a very huge fan of how this mask looked. I mean, it was really, really cool how he got it. I mean, it was really, it was crazy how he got it, but I just did not like the way it looked at all. That bus scene, though, it was amazing. And I really enjoyed it, but it just could not save this mess of a movie for me. Like I said, the practical effects, that bus scene, made some enjoyment. And just some of these kills in this movie, they're not anything special, but Leatherface's kills have never really been very creative, so I don't really fault them for that. For, you know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that I have seen. But, so, I am gonna give it kind of a higher score, just for that, because there is very much entertainment to be had in this movie. And if you got Netflix, why not throw it on? But for my score, I'm going to give it a 35%. It's worth a check out, especially if you love this franchise, but it's definitely lower on the bars. I'm going to try to actually watch every single one of them, and if anybody wants me to, you know, watch every Texas Chainsaw and maybe do like a ranking, let me know down in the comments. But if you like what I'm doing on this channel, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Nelson Reviews. I've been doing a little bit of movie news on there, so check me out on Instagram. Follow me on Letterboxd at Nelson48. You can see everything that I've been watching, and I've been doing ratings, and I have all of my movies ranked on there, so check me out on there. Peace out!